I think I might have found the issue for my buttons. There's a hairline fracture on this screw hole, and I get no continuity, and it's exactly where my buttons are. This is on the button matrix. Do you see this? That's a fracture because somebody forced a screw when it was the wrong screw or some shit like that, and it broke these traces right here. And I'm gonna try and redo them. Wait, you see them right here? There and there, and this one, and that's exactly the 4 keys I have issues with. So if this works, I'm gonna be so fucking happy, and I'm gonna feel like a goddamn pimp. Alright, thanks for watching, and I'll update you with the results, I guess. Alright, I made them back, like I redid the traces with some of this stuff, and then I put some green mask on it, and dried it, and I'm hoping this is gonna work. Alright, so I got every button working now, and let me see if I can get the, yeah, there we are. Get this to show, so you can see all the buttons. These were the buttons that weren't working. We got China, tambourine, claps. These 4 buttons were the problem. Oops. Yeah, and yeah, all of them work now. I've just got 4 of them connected though, because this is just like patch cables. I'm gonna have to figure out how to connect stuff. And also some of the pots are like not working, so I'm gonna have to replace the pots, but it doesn't really matter because I'm not gonna be using the stereo out. I'm gonna be using the individual outs, and these don't work for that, so yeah. And I'm gonna be getting the USB thingy, the USB mod or whatever it's called, RX5 USB thing, so I can get custom samples. But other than that, this is working now, and my fix worked, and I found the broken traces. So be careful with your screws and go look for that, because it might have happened to yours too. Like somebody might have put the wrong screws in and cracked the key matrix. So yeah, make sure to look for that if you're having button issues on these buttons. And if the buttons are failing in pairs, it's probably not the actual button, if you know what I mean, because people clean the contacts on these, and I did, and it didn't work because I had to, of course, fix the traces. But also, I'm just gonna tell you, like, quickly, if you want to fucking have a little bit of a tip for fixing stuff like this on the RX5 at least, and maybe some other modules, you want to check out the MIDI, because these buttons right here weren't broken, but there were no audio, and it was because the pot is fucky. It's like old, and the wipers aren't working. And I opened it up and cleaned it, but that didn't work, so it's the potentiometer, the slide. But on these ones, it was the cracked PCB. A good way to check it is this still had sound here, but it didn't have sound in these, because this is all these mixed into 2 outputs. So it had audio, the hi-hat had audio in the individual out, but it didn't have audio in the mix, and that's because it's the pot and not the button. But on the ones where the buttons were messy, nothing triggered. And even when I used this for MIDI, because you can use these keys for MIDI, nothing was triggering. So these didn't work in MIDI, but these did. And yeah, it was because these weren't like connected. The buttons were broken, but these buttons were working, but the pot is broken. So you gotta like check different stuff, like check your outputs and check your MIDI, because you never know if it registers. It might be something wrong with the audio, and or like, yeah, there's multiple things that can go wrong, so make sure you check.